also the present. It's going to be a fantastic thing, and you know, the more the merrier. There'll be some food outlets open, some bars open. We think the logistics will work out. We'll put on a grand final day. It shouldn't be that hard to have a post-match function, and it's going to be exciting.
More about half-time, Andrew. That obviously shifts a lot to pre-game. Ice kids and all that sort of thing. Do they still get a run around on the day? Or
they certainly do, and in fact, they're probably going to post the game after half-time. So it's actually better for the Auskick kids. So we're looking forward to not just the Auskick kids, but all the other activities before the game. It's going to be a unique experience on the day.
Andrew, do you feel any pressure to make sure it's a good show after what happened last year with me?
I've got a funny feeling it's going to be a lot better, and hopefully sort of bury the sort of nightmare of 2011. But no, look, it's going to be a great day, and look, I hope people celebrate the day for what it is and talk about the football, talk about the fact that they were there when whatever goal was kicked, whatever that great moment. They may reflect back on the great activities before the day, the celebration of Australian music. That'll be a great thing as well. But the grand final days are unique. It's going to be something that occurs on the day that we've never seen before. It's going to be a special moment to everybody, and hopefully the pre-match activities, the half-time activities, the post-match will just add to the flavour of the day.
Sorry, will that be Paul, or is that...
National Anthem will announce at a later date who'll be singing that, but it won't be Paul Kelly.
Molly, I was going to ask you, do you think Andrew will be ever led to forget me, mate?
Yes, very simple answer to this, because it was unforgettable. Unforgettable in its sense, but what this gentleman just asked before, that was last year. The bat out of hell has gone out of Andrew's system. It's now 2012, and it's going to be a great, it's going to be great finals, not just only the grand final. It's been, I think you have to admit, an amazing year for the fixture, the way it's gone, not knowing from week to week who could be even the potential grand final winner, let alone who will be the grand final winner. So for Andrew, I think it's a relief that it's come to.
Well, I'm going to be giving Dougie a big hug when I see him, because I know that he can sing. He can sing the lights out, so I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. I mean, like, they're all good singers. Tim and them, they'll definitely do it, right? And the party afterwards, I think, is genius. It involves everyone there, you know, and it's something that, and certainly for those who follow the grand final and the teams that win the grand final on the day, and that obviously the one that wins it, it's something you'll remember for the rest of your life. To be there, I was there afterwards, and I cheered on with my team. You know, it'll be good.
Tony, do you still get a buzz out of seeing the mighty G in September?
Certainly do. We, Dr. Wilson, Caro's father, who was president of Richmond, has a function, grand final week, on the evening over in the other southern stand there. He invites just all Premiership players, and they light the ground for us. And I mean, it's just the stories and the memories and just this arena just captures you. I mean, it just there's nothing like it in the world. Molly mentioned before, New York, a mate of mine was in Spain. He's a pro golfer, and just a little town and a little place, and they were watching Australian rules football, and they were actually barracking for this. I think it was the Tigers too who was playing. But, so the game's just, you know, enormous now, isn't it? I mean, it's just not just a little Melbourne event.
Who do you think you'll be dangling the medal? What next do you reckon will be dangling the medal around?
Ooh. I've got a funny feeling Geelong, if they can, you know, I really, not that I follow it that closely these days, but Geelong look like a, you know, yeah, Hawthorn, Geelong, who knows?
Not Fremantle.
That's right, all Collingwood.
Tony, have you seen anything from Richmond this year to suggest that perhaps your status as Richmond's most recent premiership coach?
Yeah, they're showing some pretty good signs. They've certainly improved, and the worry is losing close games. There's obviously there's not enough standing up at the right time, but they're certainly good enough to be in the 8. Whether they've got enough elite players to go all the way, but they're certainly on the way.
And
well coached too, I reckon.
And just on the music side of it again, you said fans demanded to see Australian music this year, but has Meatloaf kind of spooked you from getting any more international artists, or was that sort of...
No, it hasn't spooked us from getting international artists, but as I said before, our commitment this year and our theme all year has been Australia's game, commitment to Australian music, and it would have been absurd for us not to go with Australian music in the grand final this year. And as I said earlier, to be able to procure the Temper Trap, Paul Kelly and Tim Rogers, we're delighted. We couldn't have asked for better. And the Temper Trap are a phenomenon worldwide now. Everybody knows Sweet Disposition, and I think we're very, very fortunate, to be quite truthful, that we've actually got them.
You mentioned halftime is going to be a bigger show. Can you give us any more clues as to what that means? Are you looking to rival the Super Bowl halftime show in America?
No, well, we knocked back Madonna. She wanted to do it for free, and we said no. But you'll see some...
look, I tell you what though,
yeah.
If I make a phone call, we could always have at half-time,
Yeah.
Madonna up one end, Elton up the other end, and they can bash the shit out of each other.
That'd be all right. That'd be a contest. No, look, there'll be some things around the staging, Matt. There'll be some things around the show. Half-time this year will be a couple of minutes longer for the two teams, the break, to allow for the stage to be put on in the centre of the ground and be taken off. But it's going to be exciting.
And Andrew, the secrecy about who presents the Premiership Cup, why and wherefore?
Oh, we just thought we'd add to the mystique of the day. I mean, normally we would announce, we normally announce who the legend of the club would be in grand final week once we know the two competing teams, but we thought we might unveil those two on the day, and they'll probably walk out the Premiership Cup. And in keeping with the past, it's been great to see supporters of the clubs acknowledging these greats when they come out. It's a real special moment.
In many respects, it sounds like you're taking the grand final back to the people. Is that something that you're conscious of?
And I think we've always tried to take the grand final back to the people. It's great, as I said at the start of what we talked about grand final, to be able to get more tickets, something we've worked very, very hard with the clubs to get 5,000 more tickets in the competing clubs' hands. You'll see it. You'll have a different feel. You'll have a different atmosphere this year. It is great, as I said earlier. It's the people's ground. It is the people's grand final, and I just think we're going to see a classic this year because it's so unpredictable who's going to get there, and so there's not much difference between the standard of the two teams that get through. There's not much. There's no standout this year, which is really, really fascinating.
Tony, what do you make of all the entertainment? Things have changed a lot since 1980.
Yeah, Andy just mentioned that song. No idea, never heard of it. Yeah, the entertainment doesn't do much for me, I must say. I'd rather the footy, an old traditionalist, but people, must love it. I know I got a grandchild that just thinks it's fantastic, actually like Meatloaf, so just goes to show you something about the Jewell clan, I suppose.
Andrew, what do you say to people out there that probably think like Tony, the football matters first, the music second or third?
Well, of course it does, but it's all about the day, and Tony's right. We obsess about the grand final day. We obsess about the game. The logistics that go into the game itself are months of preparation, and it is a massive logistical exercise, and we do our very, very best with a world-class team to get that right. So the game itself will be what it is, and the two teams who play, they make the game. We do the logistics, but it's for us when you're asking people to come along for a day. It doesn't seem right for us not to provide entertainment. It's a full day. There are young people there. There are children there. There are families there. There are people that like it and some that don't, and that's fine. And you can engage in any way you want, in any capacity you want. But I guarantee you one thing: there'll be a very, very feel-good atmosphere on this particular day this year for a number of reasons, and one of which is going to be the different formats.
And assuming that the post-match thing goes well, is this a commitment to do this going forward? Oh,
well, we'll trial it this year, see how it goes. If it doesn't work, we'll have to do it on top of the grandstand, I think. I don't know what's next, but no, I think this is something that's going to work. We're very, very confident.
Andrew, along with the top speed solos at the AFL this year, was there any attempt to get maybe
ACDC?
Look, we have been absolutely thrilled that ACDC have allowed us to use this iconic track, Long Way to the Top, for our theme of the season this year. The music is so recognisable, it's synonymous with what's great about this country, what's great about our game. And we respect the fact that ACDC allowed us to use that music. They've allowed us to use it throughout the season at games. And at a point in time, if it's right for ACDC and if it's right for the AFL, we'd love, of course, to have a much greater involvement with ACDC, who, without doubt, have stood the test of time, and they've just been phenomenal.
It was actually a coup because musically and on a business level, ACDC never allow anyone to use their songs. That's probably Angus. But they never ever allow everything like this to happen. And I got surprised in my life when I heard that ACDC it's Long Way to the Top was going to be used, and I panicked and went, "You have got permission of this, haven't you?" And they did, and that is very rare, and it really is so fitting, as Andrew and Tanya said before, to have it where the video, the film clip was done for the countdown, and it became iconic within itself, So, fantastic. And we've still got the lane, the ACDC lane, so it's all there. And Hall of Fame, we've got to talk about Hall of Fame, Andrew. No, not today. We've got to find a building somewhere.
Just quickly, slightly off topic, the match review panel's always under the pump, and last night, obviously finals time under the pump again, but there was a lot of criticism going around again last night, and perhaps a lot of talk about Lotto, match review panel Lotto and the rest of it. What do you say to those people that keep making those sort of statements?
I think they're entitled to make those statements. It's a great democracy, this country. Look, in the main, I thought people on balance thought the match review panel got most of it right last night from commentary I've heard. But you're always going to get people that have differing views, and I've said this previously. I don't know of any judicial system in the world, whether it's in sport or in this state or any country, that people find perfect. Every day you'll hear people criticising a judge's decision about a very lenient sentence or something that someone got off or someone who was treated too harshly. That is the nature of what happens in judicial systems, and at the end of the day it becomes a matter of judgment. And I think the match review panel on balance performed exceptionally well yesterday, particularly when you consider what important games are coming out. Not that matters to their decision making, but I know a lot of people would have been watching last night very closely in anticipation of what they were going to hand out.